Alright guys, welcome back. This is the 35th hired request on my list. I got about 15 or so to do to finish up, and then I'll be ready to take on the next batch. I like to do it in batches though, so I feel like I'm finishing something. This is a song by Gabriel, Washing of the Water. Gabriel, Washing of the Water. A lot of people were looking forward to this one. Let's play a little bit of it for you. And the verse starts here. So forth. This is the verse right here, and I'll do the whole thing, of course. Hello, if you haven't seen my videos before, my name is Shawn, and I teach to play by ear using the whiteboard here with chords and letters instead of traditional notes. A lot of people, it works for them. So I put the free part 1 on YouTube, and the rest of the lessons for this song go on my website, which is webpianoteacher.com. Look for me on Facebook or Twitter. Just do a Facebook or Twitter search for Web Piano Teacher if you like to get into those things. But this is a kind of a gospel blues style, I would say. Some neat little, things. It'd be a good thing to look at if you're wanting to get into that style. And it's in the key of C. That makes it kind of easy. All right, so let's get started here with the free part 1. Let's look at the right hand. We have C, E, G, C. Now, as always, when you have a 4-note chord, if you're a beginner and you're having trouble getting those 4 notes down, you can leave the bottom one off, and it'll still sound okay. It'll still work, okay? Leave the bottom one off and play the top 3. If you can get all 4 of them in there, good. C, E, G, C. Then we're going to go up to F, A, C, E. All right, that's an F major 7 chord is what we call that. And then we're going to have F sharp, A, C, D. Okay, so we have bum, bum, bum. So it's just straight quarter notes. 1, 2, 3. Now let's go ahead and look at the left hand at this point. We have a G there. I put 1 G, but I do that a lot of times when you're going to play an octave anyway. On the recording, I only hear the G on the left hand, the single G. But I tell you what, if I was performing this and I was going to sing it, which I've done that a lot, I would play octaves here. Sometimes they do funny things or different things in recordings in the album version that you wouldn't do necessarily if you were doing a live performance or playing by yourself solo piano. Okay, so sometimes I'll add that octave, and I think you need that if you're playing by yourself. When you got the other instruments, the bass playing and the strings and all that, sometimes it gets too muddy in the album version when they're tweaking everything to have an octave in the, you can play less when you have other people playing with you is the point. So I'm going to do an octave here. G octave, A octave, and then I'm going to do an F sharp octave. And I'm not going to do it too strongly, just like that, okay? It's kind of a unique way to do those chords. Then we're going to go, which is G, A, C, D, and it's a little run there. And sometimes I'll do that to indicate G, A, C, D, a little pentatonic thing. Then we're going to go, there we go, C chord. So we have G, A, C, D, up, 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 up. Those are 16ths, they're faster. 3, 4, and then we're going to have, now here's the blues thing. If you've never done a blues, it's like a country third, what I call a country third, but you have the raised note, D sharp. It's G and D sharp together, and you flip the D sharp to an E, like that. Then all of a sudden you sound bluesy. Alright, then we're going to go down to the thumb on G. So, then we're going to do it here, which is D and F together, and then go to the G, and then we have C, E, G, C. So it's so I can do this. Okay? G octave on the bass. So this whole first rectangle here, this box is going to go 1, 2, 3. Not too big a deal, not too bad. It's fairly easy. Now here, this is kind of the same thing, you know, but a little different. We're going to do this. Our note we're going to is the G in the left hand, but we're just rolling up to it, okay? Brum. Kind of like on the guitar if you just did a slide or something to a note. So F sharp, G is what we're going after. Brum, brum. And then we can go back to the octave thing. A octave, F sharp. Now right here, I have a G and G octave, but if you want to do this, I kind of like to do this. G, D, and F. If you want to throw that in there on the left hand, go G, D, F. I like to do. It's kind of nice. But you know, leave it as an octave if that's what you like and you want to stay really close to what's on the album. But I like the G, D, F. Anyway. Bum, 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 or the G octave. Now the right hand here, we start off very similarly. I have E, G, C. You can put the C on the middle C on the thumb if you want. I just didn't hear it in the album, so but you can do all four. And then go F, A, C, E, just like over here. And then F sharp, A, C, D, just like before. Okay? And pop, 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 pop. Now here's where we change. This is where it changes. It goes. Alright? So that's going to be D sharp to E. Flip that. And then G, F, D, G, F, D, and then E, G, C. If you want to put a middle C with that too, you can. 3 notes may suffice. Alright, so starting here, it's 1, 2, 3. Ba, 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 ba. And then we start the verse here. Okay, so here's where the verse starts. And we go. Little black markings are counts for me, so I know what count to do it on. It reminds me. So you can just, you know, not look at those, the black and the black. But anyway, the verse starts here. This is where the singing starts. Okay, the first measure is G, C, E, and then A, C, F, and then a G and a D. Alright? And then G, C, E, and you hold that for a bit. And then just the middle C. Now left hand's doing a C octave, D octave, B octave, C octave. And the rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how it's done. 1, 2, 3, 4. We go to this. So here's the next box of the verse. C, F, A. Left hand's on an F octave the whole time. And then we have a D and an F. And then we have something that goes ba-da-da-dum. I don't know why the pianist did that. Sounds fine, sounds cool. Just kind of odd. Ba-ba-da-bum. And the E starts it, and then the G comes in on the downbeat of the next measure. Ba-ba-ba-bum, which is an E. Then we go up to a G, back down to an E, and then to C, middle C. Hold that for a bit, and then we'll play one more middle C. Alright, left hand's on a C octave at this point with that note there, but let's do the counts here. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba-ba-ba-ba. 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, that's how you count it. Let's start back here and tie this together. Verse, ready, and go. And 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more box to do. 2. Okay, so let's do it. Right here we have what I call the country third. If we put a sharp on the D, it would have been a blues thing. But without the sharp, it's kind of country sounding. So it's G and D, and you flip the D to an E, like that. Then a middle C, and then B, D, G. B, D, G, a G chord. And then hold that for a bit, and then E and D. Now we're going to do F, A, C, E, like we've done that 2 times before, but now we're doing it in this octave instead of way up here. F, A, C, E, and then a single D, and then G, C, E, right there. Left hand C, descending to B, again to A, and again to G, so no big deal there on the left hand. So right here it's 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Let's do it again. Ready, and go. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. Alright, let's tie it together with the beginning of the verse here. Ready, and go. And so deep, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll take care of part 1. Let's get the next board up there and get started on the part 2.